Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hey everyone, my name is Amilia Wiana. I'm class management 24A in PM 24411015. Here, I will explain about microeconomics material principle of patterns of economic activity and comparative advantage of trade.
Principles of patterns of economic activity and comparative advantage of trade. In our interconnected global economy, understanding the principles that govern economic activity patterns and the concept of comparative advantage in trade is crucial. These fundamental ideas shape how nations interact, specialize, and benefit from international commerce. This presentation will explore the key factors influencing economic patterns, delve into the theories of comparative advantage, and examine how technological progress and government policies impact global trade dynamics. By grasping these concepts, we can better comprehend the complex web of economic relationships that define our modern world and the implications of globalization on economic activity. Definition of economic activity and its patterns. Production. The creation of goods and services through the use of labor, capital, and resources. This includes manufacturing, agriculture, and service industries. Distribution. The process of moving goods and services from producers to consumers. This involves transportation, warehousing, and retail networks. Consumption. The use of goods and services by individuals, businesses, and governments to satisfy their needs and wants. Exchange. The buying and selling of goods, services, and resources in markets. This includes both domestic and international trade. Economic activity encompasses all actions involved in the production, distribution, consumption, and exchange of goods and services. These activities form patterns that reflect the structure and dynamics of an economy. Understanding these patterns is essential for policymakers, businesses, and individuals to make informed decisions and navigate the complex economic landscape. Factors influencing economic activity patterns. 1. Natural resources. The availability of raw materials, energy sources, and land significantly shapes economic activities. Resource-rich regions often develop extractive industries and related manufacturing sectors. 2. Human capital. The skills, education, and expertise of the workforce influence the types of industries that thrive in a region. Areas with highly skilled labor tend to attract knowledge-intensive sectors. 3. Technology and innovation. Advancements in technology drive changes in production methods and create new industries. Regions at the forefront of innovation often become hubs for high-tech sectors. 4. Infrastructure and geography. Transportation networks, communication systems, and geographical features like ports and rivers shape the distribution of economic activities and trade patterns. These factors interact in complex ways, creating unique economic landscapes across different regions and countries. Understanding their interplay is crucial for predicting and shaping economic development trajectories. Concept of comparative advantage in trade. Definition. Comparative advantage is the ability of an individual, company, or country to produce a good or service at a lower opportunity cost than others. This concept, introduced by David Ricardo, explains why trade can benefit all parties involved, even if one party is more efficient at producing everything. Opportunity cost. The key to understanding comparative advantage lies in the concept of opportunity cost. It represents the value of the next best alternative that must be foregone to pursue a certain action. In trade, countries benefit by specializing in goods with the lowest opportunity cost. The key to understanding comparative advantage lies in the concept of opportunity cost. It represents the value of the next best alternative that must be foregone to pursue a certain action. In trade, countries benefit by specializing in goods with the lowest opportunity cost. Trade benefits. When countries trade based on their comparative advantages, they can produce more efficiently and consume beyond their production possibilities frontier. This leads to increased overall productivity, lower prices for consumers, and economic growth for all trading partners. The concept of comparative advantage forms the foundation for understanding why international trade occurs, and how it can lead to mutual benefits for all participants in the global economy. Specialization and the gains from trade. 1. Specialization. Countries focus on producing goods and services in which they have a comparative advantage, allocating resources more efficiently. 2. Increased productivity. Specialization leads to economies of scale and learning-by-doing effects, improving overall productivity and reducing production costs. 3. Trade exchange. Countries exchange their specialized products, accessing a wider variety of goods at lower prices than if they produced everything domestically. 4. Economic growth. The combination of increased productivity and expanded markets through trade stimulates economic growth and raises living standards. Specialization and trade allow countries to overcome their domestic production limitations, leading to increased efficiency and economic welfare. This process creates a positive-sum game where all participating nations can benefit from international commerce. Ricardian model of comparative advantage. Country wine, hour/unit, cloth, hour/unit. England 120-100. Portugal 80-90. The Ricardian model, developed by economist David Ricardo in the early 19th century, provides a powerful framework for understanding comparative advantage and the benefits of trade. This model assumes that labor is the only factor of production and that countries differ in their labor productivity across industries. Even if one country has an absolute advantage in producing all goods, both countries can still benefit from trade by specializing in the good where they have a comparative advantage. In the classic example, England and Portugal produce wine and cloth. Portugal is more efficient in producing both goods, but it has a greater advantage in wine production. According to the model, Portugal should specialize in wine and England in cloth, leading to increased total production and consumption possibilities for both countries through trade. The S.E.I.M.E theory of trade. 1. Factor endowments. The S.E.I.M.E theory posits that countries will export goods that intensively use their abundant factors of production and import goods that intensively use their scarce factors. 2. Two-factor model. The model typically considers two factors, labor and capital. Countries with abundant labor will export labor-intensive goods, while capital-abundant countries will export capital-intensive goods. 3. Factor price equalization. The theory suggests that international trade will lead to equalization of factor prices, wages and returns to capital, across countries, although this is rarely observed in practice due to real-world complications. 4. Empirical challenges. While intuitive, the S.E.I.M.E theory has faced empirical challenges, such as the Leontief paradox, leading to refinements and alternative trade theories. The S.E.I.M.E theory provides a more nuanced view of comparative advantage by considering multiple factors of production, offering insights into how differences in resource endowments shape trade patterns. The role of technological progress and innovation. Innovation. Technological breakthroughs create new products, services, and industries, reshaping the global economic landscape and trade patterns. Productivity. Advancements in technology boost productivity, allowing countries to produce more efficiently and gain new comparative advantages. Global value chains. Technology enables the fragmentation of production processes, leading to complex global value chains and intra-industry trade. Economic growth. Technological progress drives long-term economic growth, influencing the relative economic power of nations and their position in global trade. Technological progress and innovation play a crucial role in shaping patterns of economic activity and comparative advantage. They can disrupt existing trade relationships, create new opportunities, and alter the competitive landscape of the global economy. Impact of government policies on patterns of trade. 1. Trade policies. Governments implement tariffs, quotas, and subsidies to protect domestic industries or promote exports, directly influencing trade patterns. 2. Regulatory framework. Environmental, labor, and safety regulations affect production costs and can create non-tariff barriers to trade, shaping comparative advantages. 3. Trade agreements. Bilateral and multilateral trade agreements reduce barriers and create preferential trading blocs, altering global trade flows. 4. Industrial policy. Strategic investments in specific sectors can develop new comparative advantages, potentially changing a country's role in the global economy. Government policies play a significant role in shaping patterns of trade, often creating a complex interplay between economic principles and political considerations. While some policies aim to harness the benefits of comparative advantage, Others may distort trade patterns for various domestic objectives. Implications of globalization on patterns of economic activity. Global supply chains. Globalization has led to the development of complex international supply chains, allowing companies to optimize production by leveraging comparative advantages across multiple countries. Labor mobility. Increased movement of skilled workers across borders has implications for human capital distribution and the development of knowledge-intensive industries in different regions. Financial integration. The globalization of financial markets has intensified capital flows, influencing investment patterns and the relative competitiveness of industries across countries. Globalization has profoundly impacted patterns of economic activity, blurring national boundaries and creating a more interconnected global economy. While it has led to increased efficiency and economic growth, it also poses challenges such as economic volatility and inequality that policymakers must address.
Okay, that's all my explanation. If I say something wrong, I apologize. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you guys.